happened since we've been gone. Some things that are more recent, and some things that are, you know, happened a few weeks ago that I wanted to kind of bring up.
Mhm.
And one of them I'm going to touch on briefly, just because of the nature of the topic. Uh, we had a special guest on our show, Jorge Gutierrez, awesome
Mhm.
animator, artist, genuinely cool dude. Uh,
Genuinely cool dude. Yep.
Came up and spoke with us, hung out. We're gonna get him back on the show.
Yep.
And if you haven't been living under a rock, you know
Right.
that he had plans on doing a AI, you know, show or AI short. I don't know if it was a full show or short or whatever, but it was through Amazon Prime Video,
Mhm.
and it was gonna be a no, it's supposed to be a AI generated animated series. And as we all know, like Jorge has kind of spoken out against AI in the past, and he's not a big fan of it. He wasn't scared of it because he was like, I don't think artists are going to lose their jobs. He even mentioned on our show that one of the big, companies is probably going to sue, Chat GPT or whatever,
Yeah.
because it's going to eventually encroach on their properties. And if they don't have any hands in the pot, they're going to sue. And then that's where we're actually going to see change. And we see a little bit of that happening here and there, right? And so he's always been an advocate for this. And um, so to see him do this was kind of shocking,
Yeah.
not just for like well, I'm one of his fans, so it was shocking for me, and I was kind of bummed about it, and I wasn't sure why, because the way he prefaced like why he was doing what he was doing was more so under the fact that like, hey, it's new technology, and I kind of wanted to push it to be artists first. Let's see what we can do with this.
Mhm.
I'm paraphrasing what he was saying, but essentially he tried to make it artist friendly or artist forward in what he was saying, but it's still generative AI, and it has
Mhm.
inherent issues beyond what the intent is, and that's what rubbed people the wrong way
Right.
is those things. And so with that, there was a lot of backlash, and he has come out and said that he is no longer he has dropped his plans, which I have to commend. I actually tweeted him about it, but I have to commend him for it because that's not an
Mhm.
easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And I can't speak toward his motives for doing it outside of what he said, and I can't speak towards his motives for not doing it other than what he said. But if I were to it's easy for people to infer a couple of things, and I think that's what's also kind of rubbing people the wrong way, because if you've been following him, he's been dropping you know, he did a whole episode of a new show that he's trying to get out. He wants to get, funding and everything, and he put it on YouTube. He's been doing behind the scenes stuff with this new
Mhm.
animated show that he's trying to start. He did like the first episode up until a certain point, because after that it's just like the sketches. It's not the full animated um portion or whatever. It's just sketches after a certain point with the voiceovers and everything. And people were looking at that and was like, well, he needed the money, like whatever he was working on, it hasn't been working out. Some of his ideas weren't selling. And he spoke about racism in Hollywood and stuff like that, and why that might be the case. And so
Mhm.
some people were like, "Oh, you kind of sold out because you needed the money. Like you'll do this AI project, it gives you a little bit of money, or it gives you a little leeway to put some of your stuff out there." Um, and that's understandable. In the sense of where people are coming from, I don't necessarily think that was the case. I
Mhm.
feel like because of the person he is, that he would genuinely feel like I could possibly pull out a positive something out of this outcome. You know what
Agreed.
I mean? Like I can make this positive in some form or fashion. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and he started getting death threats. People
Oh
started
my
contacting.
goodness.
Yeah, people were contacting his. Was messaging his family on other social media apps. They were losing their minds. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up now isn't to, you know, restart this craze. More so is to say that we have to be better with how we just deal with people, and um how we interact, and how we go about just being around people in general.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah, I'm a big fan of Trevor Noah. He was saying that
Mhm.
like it's not possible for people to, or he didn't say this. He kind of said that it's hard to bully people online. And he's like, because you can always remove yourself. Whereas in school, you're kind of stuck there. You have to be there. And while I agree to an extent, I'm like, it's very easy in the sense of if you're, depending on your relation with the internet. Jorge does a lot of his stuff online. A lot of his
Mhm.
artwork and everything, the stuff he's promoting is all done online. His family is also online. And so when you're getting these death threats and everything, and people are doing all sorts of craziness, like he's getting bullied, and that's one of the reasons why this is his news about dropping his plans for the AI project may or may not be a sour, bit of
Mhm.
grapes here, because I don't know if he's just like, hey, the backlash is so bad, in a sense that I hurt my fans, and I don't want to hurt my fans, so I want to drop this, or the backlash is so crazy that I'm afraid that someone's gonna hurt one of my family members,
Mhm.
and that's wild. Like,
Yeah.
I am 100% against AI. I don't want to, just having my art background and just how I feel about AI in general, I am extremely against AI, and regardless of who's making it. Jorge, best friend, random neighbor, don't care,
Right.
not a fan of it, right? But at the same time, these people are human. Like, what does his wife have to do with this? What does his son have to do with this? What does, like threatening their lives over an AI project?
Crazy.
That wasn't even, it wasn't because the fact that he could drop it, it wasn't a big to do. It wasn't like a big budget film that's getting ready to go to theaters, because they wouldn't have let him out of his contract. Like, I
Mm-mm.
promise you. You know what I mean? So like, it wasn't even that impactful outside of the assumed betrayal of
Right.
him, doing it. And you guys, not you, but people went bananas. And it's unfortunate, because I think there's good conversations to be had about all the stuff that's happening in Hollywood with directors and actors and everybody talking about AI and the assumptions that go along with it. Because a lot of people who spoke out about AI are actually seemingly sounding like they want to go with it. And I don't think it's because they want to go, with the flow. I think it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, my
Mhm.
project isn't being greenlit, so I gotta say something. I gotta do something. And depending on where you are and your standing and your financials, maybe you might not be able to stand on certain things as much as
Mhm.
you would like. Um, and while that's regrettable, it is understandable. And even if it wasn't, like, threatening people, I also tweeted that too. I was like, threatening his family is wild, people. Like,
That is crazy.
we gotta calm down. We really gotta calm down. Um, I eventually do want to speak to him, whether, on air or off, about it. Um, Most likely off, just to kind of see where his mind is about it. And I'm not nobody. I'm no one, so don't take it that way. I'm
Mhm.
just, I like Jorge, and like, I kind of want to have a dialogue, artist dialogue type of situation. But
Yeah.
um, that being said, I do wish, his family's, safe, mentally are well, and that, whatever he gets into next, that it will be welcomed and people won't hold this over his head, and stuff like that. There's definitely, a an artist and director that I'm rooting for, and so yeah, I hope things shake for him. But that was very unfortunate,
Yeah.
very unfortunate. Um,